And we're live. Hello. This is going to be a quickie. And I'm just plugging in my microphone, responsible microphone purchaser. So I hope that you're able to hear me. Okay, so I see that there are 4 people here. Can you just give me a sign of life and let me know if you can hear me? I've got a microphone. So please let me know if you can hear me. The reason I am going live is because I have been holding on to a package from Sistah SciFi for a very long time. Not really, a couple of days, but it feels like a very long time. Let me put this over here. And I thought, since there's been a lot of discussion recently about, supporting. Oh, good, you can hear me. Hi, Tatiana. Oh, let me just do this now. There we go. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Sherry. Okay. So there's been a lot of discussion lately about on BookTube, on Black BookTube, on Black SSF BookTube, just about, what we're reading, why we read what we read. And over the past little while, especially, hey, Reads with Rachel, nice to see you. Reads with Rachel just had a great conversation. I think it's the Feminist as Fuck book club, talking about the 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin, which is a really great book. If you haven't read N.K. Jemisin yet, you should read this book and then head over to Reads with Rachel to hear the discussion between her, Lois, I don't remember Lois's channel's name, and then Ashley from the Bookish Realm. I caught the tail end of it, and it was a wonderful discussion. I really appreciate discussions that are decidedly feminist and decidedly political. It's definitely nice to have a diversity of thought. It's also nice and quite comforting to have people who are like-minded politically, because then you can, rather than discussing breadth of opinion, you can discuss depth of opinion. And I think there's value to diversity and breadth, but there's also value to depth. And so it was really nice that the common denominator between the 3 of them is that we are taking a feminist approach to what we read. And that's really great. I take a social justice, anti-oppression, queer positive approach to how I read. And it's nice to be with people who take a similar approach. And I guess this is a good time to give a shout out to the solar-powered Afrofuturism Slow Reading Group, because we take a queer, anti-oppressive approach to the way that we read as well. So just going to say hi to a few people. Hey, Esther. Oh, good. You're in the middle of the last book of the trilogy. Sherry and Loken reads. So yes, definitely check her out as well. I'm guessing from her accent that she is from the UK. Okay, so why are we here? Other than me satisfying my desire for attention. We are here because I got a box of stuff from Sistah SciFi. And I have been shouting out Sistah SciFi for, it feels like years, and she absolutely deserves it. Isis is a Black woman who started Sistah SciFi. It is, I think, primarily, I'll just say it, I'll speak for her. It's primarily a bookstore, an online bookstore where you can buy science fiction, fantasy, and all different kinds of books from that genre. But it's not just a bookstore. It is a community. So Sistah SciFi has its own book club. It's got a prose book club, and now it has a graphic novel book club. And you can go to the Sistah SciFi website. You can buy stuff, but you can also sign up and subscribe to Sistah SciFi to find out about their events and their merchandise and things like that. And I know that I've mentioned Sistah SciFi a lot, but I don't think I've ever done an unboxing. And because I'm in Canada, I have to be strategic about how often I buy from the US, and especially now. So I just got a bunch of stuff, so I thought I would show you what I got. So here is the box. I am going to open it right now, and I have identified a few questions that I wanted to, hello, Josh, that I wanted to hear from, to pose to you while I cut. See, I prepared. Oh, so no, maybe I won't do this as a ticker. Hold on. Let me just edit this because that's a lot to scroll across the screen. All right. So the first thing that I wanted to tell you is that, as you know, I run the Kwanzaa Reflectathon at the end of the year. The Kwanzaa Reflectathon is a reflectathon, not a readathon. You're not required to read anything new, but you are required to reflect on the things that you've read during the year. It happens during the Festival of Kwanzaa, which begins on December 26th and ends on January 1st. So why am I talking about it now? I'm talking about it now because you could treat the Kwanzaa Reflectathon as also as a reading challenge for the year. And if you're on the story graph, I've actually added the Kwanzaa Reflectathon as a reading challenge on the story graph, so you can try and find it there. But one of the principles of Kwanzaa is ujamaa, which is cooperative economics. And I have the definition on the screen. Now, I practice Kwanzaa 365, so it's not just at the end of the year. And ujamaa is to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. So one of the ways that I practice ujamaa is by buying from Black women and femmes and Black businesses generally to the greatest extent as I possibly can, because it is through those businesses and enterprises that Black folks are able to get a greater share of value for their labor. But it does take a lot of labor to do that work. So I wanted to just put that out there as why I buy and how I buy. So the first thing, hello, Geraldine. Hello again. Yes, please. We'll do it live. I don't know what you're talking about, but I love that you're talking about it. Tell me more uniquely, Kami. So the first thing, so I have a bunch of, they gave me invoices, which is great, but see, and this is one of the reasons why I love buying from Black women and Black businesses, because Amazon ain't giving you this. This is a sticker that you should recognize. This artist is Paul Lewin. Paul Lewin is the artist who did the cover art for Octavia Butler's box set of Parable of the Sower. So, so right immediately, as soon as you open it, you've got one Black business, one, supporting another. And that's like totally ujamaa. Okay, so opening the box, and let's see what's here. So another piece of work by Paul Lewin, and I don't even think I bought this. This is called, so I think it's a gift from Isis, so thank you. This is called The Visitor by Paul Lewin. You can go to www.paullewinart.com, and Paul Lewin is also on Instagram. So definitely check out his art. And you know what? His art is absolutely stunning. Tomi and I want to get a piece for our home, or several pieces from our home for our home. And I was going to say that I think that Paul Lewin sells notebooks with his art, and there are other things. Like at different times, I've seen stickers, I've seen patches. So definitely check that out. And yes, it is gorgeous. So hi, Deidre. I'm trying to remember your IRL name. Hi, Flor. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Totally gorgeous. Yes, his Insta is stunning. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing from Sistah SciFi. And then I got this. I think this is as a thank you. So this is a promotional bookmark for Sistah SciFi. I really love the art. I love that the pineapple has rings like Saturn. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Our minds are galaxies. That is correct. So beautiful. And how come I'm not getting the orientation right? There we go. So beautiful bookmark with all the different ways that you can connect to Sistah SciFi. So I got that as a thank you. Okay. And then I bought a copy of The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. Now, I already have a copy of it, which is up there. But I got an advanced reader's copy. So I wanted to actually support Junauda's work by purchasing a hardback copy of The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. The cover is super velvety. Also, Junauda, who's the author, Junauda Petrus Nassau, won the Coretta Scott King Award. And so it's right here. She was honored in 2020. And I wanted to get a copy of her book with the sticker on it. And also, Junauda is so stunning. So that's her just being stunning. Yeah, so I'm really glad to get this, and that's the inside, and I'm ready to read it again. The Stars and the Blackness Between Them is the book that I'll be reading with Evelyn from the internets for the Read a Damn Book collaborative reading experience. Not a book club, but a collaborative reading experience. We'll be getting together, I think, in April. So that's a lot of time for you to get your copy from Sistah SciFi and read with us and come join the live chat. Let's see what people are saying. She has a shirt with the parable. Yes, I do know that. So I'm excited about that. Yes, hi, Deidre. Love a good bookmark. Me too. Caleb, hello. All right. So I'll move on to the next thing because I promised myself this would only be 30 minutes. So the next book is a new release from 2021. So this is After the Rain by Dr. Nedio Corafor. I love the cover. And I wonder if this is the same artist as LaGuardia, which was the first graphic work. I'm noticing some similarities in some of the art just by looking at it. But in any event, this is After the Rain. This is the inside cover is really beautiful. And yeah, a lot of great attention spent on the inside. And then here's a sneak peek at the artwork. So I'm very excited to get into this. Wow. I wonder who the artist was. So, okay. So this was written by John Jennings, illustrated by David Bram. And, yep, I can see. Yep. I definitely see, as I look closer, I see some things that are very like John Jennings-y, like the dots around here that reminds, and the face. Like if you look at it closely, if you've read Kindred or Parable of the Sower, there are definite similarities in the art. So, right. So very characteristic of John Jennings. If you see the dots and the face, right? So, okay. Wrong book. So yeah, it's a graphic novel. So I guess the story was written. So After the Rain is a graphic novel adaptation of Nedio Corafor's On the Road, which appeared in her collection of short stories, Kabu Kabu. So that's Kabu Kabu. in 2013. After the Rain is the story of Chioma, a young Nigerian American woman who has a dark secret and mysterious destiny that are brought to bear while visiting her grandmother in Nigeria. Chioma's interactions with ancient ancestral spirits during an uncanny rainstorm set her upon a dangerous path that will lead her to a discovery that will change the world forever. It all starts with an impossible boy who shouldn't be alive. His touch activates a series of events that pull Chioma deeper into the spirit world that is right under the skin of reality. Little by little, ancient powers that she never knew existed show her more and more about herself and her culture. Everything Chioma holds dear will be challenged. Family, morality, justice, even her own sanity will be put to the test in each panel of this riveting illustrated tale. So I love this. And if you look closely, you've got these red hands braiding her hair. And you need to go and watch the Black Prose discussion on Afro SFF yesterday, because this is a great example of African Jujuism, at least, right? So the spiritual ancestral realm interacting with the mundane world from the perspective of a Black woman, very characteristic of a lot of Dr. Okorafor's writing. But the idea of having your hair braided, and that as an act of magic and spiritual transmission of information, that concept has shown up also in the poetry of Therese Mason Pierre. So if you go to my video where I interview her, it's the first installment of the Toronto Afrofuturist series. You'll hear me reading her poem, and it's a poem that I'll just say braiding hair is an element of the poem, and so is a cemetery and a mother. So you go listen to the poem, but I'm super excited to see what these red hands are all about. And this is the beauty of having the experiences of Black women and femmes and Black folks generally at the center of our stories. There are things that are everyday for us, like putting grease in your hair. Like what if the way that you connected with the ancestors was like through putting grease in your hair? Like what if things that were very, very common to us, were magical or were the site of scientific innovation. Like that just, I'm tingling. So anyway, this is turning into a speech and not an unboxing, but you know me. Your order just came in too, but you're not home. Maybe you should do a live unboxing. I would love to watch that. Loving these covers. Yes. Beautiful end pages. Yes. Yes, that's what they're called. Thank you. Yep, the pattern's on the inside cover. This sounds awesome. Agreed. Panels are intense. And yes, I'm glad you talk about that poem. It has stuck with me since I saw that video. Glad to hear it. Okay, the next thing is, yes. Okay, so this is a lot of like graphic stuff. This is Martha Washington, the life and times of Martha Washington in the 21st century. So just so that you can see that. And I'll do a little like, this is what the inside looks like. I already saw a blonde TWA and I'm so ready for this. So that's awesome. Okay. A 600-page masterpiece, nearly 20 years in the making, this archival volume contains the life and story, the complete life story of Martha Washington, the 21st century freedom fighter created by comic book megastars Frank Miller from Sin City and the 300 and Dave Gibbons, Watchmen. The story begins in the squalid corridors of a maximum security housing project where a young girl will rise from the war-torn streets of Chicago to battle injustice in a world insane with corruption. Her fight will take her far, from the front lines of the Second American Civil War to the cold, unforgiving reaches of space. Woo! She will be called a hero, a traitor, and nearly everything in between. Common experience for Black women. But all along the way, her courage, her integrity, and her unwavering commitment to that most most valuable of rights, liberty, will inspire a movement that will never surrender. Collecting meticulously remastered versions of every Martha Washington story and featuring a comprehensive behind-the-scenes section and introduction by Frank Miller and extensive commentary by Dave Gibbons, this is the ultimate edition of a modern comics epic crafted by two of the art form's greatest living masters. So I'm looking forward to this. Caveat, I've noticed patterns in stories with female protagonists that have been written by cis men. So assuming that Frank Miller and Dave Gibbons are cis men, I am entering into the story with some questions and some potential critiques. So I'm very curious, and I hope that Miller and Gibbons have been able to interrupt some of the common pitfalls of graphic works involving women in terms of body proportion, the gaze, sexualization, focusing on the perspectives of other characters as opposed to the main character. So definitely looking forward to that. How am I experiencing my graphic journey? I'm finding graphic novels, they take me a while to read because I get into the whole story, but I'm finding them just beautiful and fun. So yes. The book buying ban decision is killing me. Well, just keep a list, take deep breaths, keep a list. And, you know, I'm not sure when your ban is up, but these books will be here when you're done, and you'll have the opportunity to like desire them for a long period of time. And sometimes unrequited book buying can be a pleasure in and of itself. But by the time your ban is over, you can, you know, make sure that you're spending money in the way that you want. And just think of all of the great things that you'll be able to do, debt maybe that you can pay off, whatever you can do as a result of not buying those books. But yeah, also wish lists are great. So that's a good way to remedy book buying, is to publish a wish list and tell people when your birthday is. And I don't know if the writers are Black. So I will check. Okay. And then the last one, so this was definitely graphic. This caught my eye. So this is Vagrant Queen. And we've got Visaggio Smith and Saxon Sam. Now, one thing that I want to say about graphic works, I'm noticing that I'm at the beginning stages of my like graphic book buying. And so I have found that I'm actually less concerned about own voices writing and illustrating at this stage. I don't know that I'll be at this stage for a while, for long, but I know that I'm kind of studying graphic novels right now, and I need comparators. So if you saw my review of Nis Nevin and The Bloody Queen, which was an unfortunate reading experience, you'll note that I didn't pay attention to whether the writers or the illustrators were own voices. That might change, but that's sort of where I am right now, and I haven't put my mind to why. Right now, I think it's just like, okay, I'm very curious about this face and this hair. I have thoughts about it, and I am curious about what's on the inside. So there's definitely like a diversity of characters, and I'm okay with spending my money on this for now. Perhaps as I read more graphic novels, I'll narrow my purchasing criteria. So here we've got Vagrant Queen. Child Queen Elida was driven from her throne at age 10, forced to wander the galaxy, evading the revolutionary forces that wanted her dead. Now Elida has returned to her former kingdom to stage the rescue of her long-lost mother. They took her from the throne. She told them to keep it. Okay. Let's see what I think about that. I definitely like the color scheme. That's a good start. And then so that is my haul. I also got some apparel. This is a sweatshirt that says Sistah from Another Planet. And I think it is beautiful. So yes, I know Sherry from Obsidian Texts and Tangents has it. I got that from Sistah SciFi as well. Okay, so yeah, it's a Vagrant Queen. Yeah, I'm liking the cover. I have thoughts about, yeah, the hair. The hair is interesting. I've been looking at hair lately. Yes, I am definitely gathering data. Oh, hi, Chibi Reading. Oh, so your name is Choma. That's cool. Is it Chioma? Choma, like CH or Kioma. I think it's Choma. You're watching the beginning of the live because you're late, but Nedio Corafor's book's main character has your name. Why you love that's amazing. You know, it's funny. I think that that N.K. Jemison's Dreamblood duology, I think that there is a character named Injeri. I think, because I think I was very excited about this. Anyway, it was like it was the first time that I've seen my name show up in a book. I think it is. I think it's in here. Anyway, this is not the top. Oh, it's Nijiri, Nijiri. So not my name. But there was one book that I found once that had my name in it, which is, you know, not a common experience for us. So I'm glad that you had that experience. All right, so that is the unboxing. 28 of you have been a part of this experience. I want to thank you very much for watching. And I would like to encourage you to check out sistahscifi.com, be a part of that community. Isis is awesome. Her stuff is great. She's also very, very, very quick to respond to requests for inventory. So if you're on the website and you realize there's a book that you want to buy and you're itching to buy it, but you don't have to have it tomorrow, you can always email her and say, look, I'd really love this. I'd love Black Sun. I don't see it on your website. Can you please make it available and send me an email when it is? And then she will, I think. I mean, I can't bind her to anything, but my experience has been that she's been very, very willing to do that. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to read with purpose, because when you read with purpose and when you talk about what your purpose is for reading, it can bring other people to the page. It can inspire other people who share your same desires and views to read. And it obviously supports the authors, the artists, the designers, the independent booksellers who are trying to get this material out to us. So read with purpose. And tell me if they've watched the replay of this video all the way to the end, in which I did an unboxing of Sistah SciFi stuff, what should they put in the comments?
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Okay, so Thunderbolt. Okay, if you have watched this all the way to the end, then please do put a Thunderbolt in your comments. Remember to check out the Black Prose Club. They're going to be talking about Escaping Exodus, which I was just looking to see if I could show you a copy of the book, but I don't know what side it's on right now because I moved my things around. In any event, they will be talking about that. That was a book written by Nikki Drayden. It was an excellent book, a very interesting concept. People living on the inside of spacefaring animals. So their live show is going to be at 6:30 p.m. over on Black Prose Club, and it'll be a nice celebration because it's the end of the Black Book Summit. So definitely go and check that out. All right, everyone. Just getting thank you for your Thunderbolts. Thanks for the bolt of thunder. Thanks. And have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.